Welcome to another episode of Reece's Reviews, brought to you by mygeekculture.com.au. I am your co-host, Matt, and I am with the host with the most, Reece Cashel.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode.
Yes, and this episode is not sponsored by, but I wish was. Don't mind me, I'm just having a snack. And that is the packet of raspberry bullets, which I won't mention the brand name because they are not paying for this episode.
Podcast. How awesome it would be if you get to a point where we actually get sponsorship. We get paid.
Honestly, raspberry bullets are my weakness. This is my movie snack. What's your movie snack? What's your go-to? Like, keep it simple. It has to be, you only got one to choose, okay?
Okay, no, it's very simple. It's normal chocolate M&Ms with popcorn. I'm very much like
one snack.
Yeah, but they go in together. I'm very one of those weird people that like having the chocolate and the hot salty popcorn together. Like that contrast of just having those two together with a nice cold water. I think it's chef's kiss.
Well, you know that I saw at the shops this evening before coming on to do this episode that Poppin' brand popcorn.
Yeah,
they've got those combo things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've gone, oh, all right, there you go.
Yeah. It's kind of funny when you taste those microwave popcorns and then you go to the movies and they taste completely different. Like, it's kind of amazing how many variations of popcorn you can have, but nothing beats a nice, freshly made, hot popcorn from the movies. Like, just the rite of passage.
Nice. Well, raspberry bullets for me. Bring them on.
Chocolate M&Ms for me.
Fair enough. Plain, regular, or peanut, or...
No, just regular chocolate M&Ms, or the occasional more teasers, but more M&Ms. So.
Oh, and next, in a future episode, we'll discuss your one ultimate favorite drink to have with the cinema, with the movie watching. So, spoiler alert, it's got fizziness.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
All right. In this episode, while I choke on my raspberry bullet...
Yep.
So what have we got lined up today? In this episode, we have honourable mentions have returned, Entertainment Honourable Mentions, and then we also have two movie reviews from the Book of Reece.
Yeah, hell yeah. So going on from the last week's episode, we're going to keep the trend going with the Entertainment Honourable Mention. The segment where we dive a little bit deeper into the entertainment industry and we educate our audience about some things that are going on in the zeitgeist of entertainment. So I've got two big things that came out in the last few days or last week or so, and I thought that we would just discuss it, go through it, and kind of chinwag a little bit about it. So going into the first one, and it starts off with a little bit of a sad note. We lost recently Robert Redford, who was an absolute icon and legend. I can't believe he died at the age of 89, and the legacy and the stigma that he's left in the industry is always going to be never going to be forgotten. And
from the older generation, known from A Bridge Too Far, as well as fast forward to the more modern generation, where he's known as Alexander Pierce.
Exactly. So I've gone in through pretty much name
three of his movies, which oldest, middle, and then current.
Well, this is gonna
the best ones that you.
I'm gonna pretty much be one that I'm not. Okay, I'm going to shoot myself in the foot because two of these films I know about but I haven't seen. So I might be on my list of things to watch for this future podcast. But one of them is Butch Cassidy and his Sundance Kid.
Mm-hmm.
Another one would be Lions for Lambs.
Yep.
And, of course, being a big MCU fan, Captain America the Winter Soldier.
Cool. And you should watch The Last Castle as well.
Okay.
Yeah, with him and James Gandolfini. And he's superb. Yeah, and you're going to have some Salisbury steak and lemonade afterwards.
Nice.
That's a reference to the movie. So, yeah.
So I was just reading the article from the Hollywood Reporter when they announced it today. So pretty much Robert Redford, the Hollywood Golden Boy and Sundance Film Festival founder, he gave us Sundance. That bewilders me. that is
Well, think
one
about
of the
it. You
biggest.
got Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Yeah. So the fact that we've got that he's given us one of the biggest film festivals on the planet. It
Yep.
was just incredible. So you found out who starred in such movies as Butch Cassidy, Sundance Kid, The Way We Were, All the President's Men, who won an Academy Award for directing Ordinary People. He's gone on to be a legend in front of the camera and behind the camera. He's an actor, producer, writer, four-time Academy Award nominee and honorary Oscar recipient. And just going through a bunch of different accolades from Downhill Racer in 69, The Candidate in 1972, 3 Days of the Condor in 1975, All the President's Men in 1976. It just his accolades just go on and on. I think a lot, like I've just mentioned, a lot of people recently of like this generation who don't know much of the 60s and 70s and 80s most likely would remember him from the MCU being in Captain America Winter Soldier as Pierce, but his repertoire and his contribution to the industry will never be. I can't even get the words out properly. He's done so much for the industry, which we should all be taking appreciation of what he's done. And we are less off with him being not here, but the legacy that he's left behind is absolutely phenomenal. So I pay my respects to Robert Redford and my condolences to his family and his family. But he's left such a great filmography and just something to leave behind for us just to delve into and just enjoy for years to come. And it's always been on my list to watch some Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid, and unfortunately now it's like I have more of a reason to go and sit down and watch that film and go back and watch some of the other games. Like I've never seen Spy Game that he did. I never actually got through watching Lions for Lambs with Meryl Streep, Tom Cruise, and Robert Redford. I never actually got around to watching all these films, and I think it's going to be one of those things, unfortunately, when a famous artist passes away, a lot of people go back and rediscover their work. Like I can remember when Heath Ledger passed away, like we had like so much appreciation for his portrayal as the Joker in The Dark Knight, but he had such a full verse of characters that he gave us from
Of range, yeah.
Casanova, Brothers Grimm, Brokeback Mountain, Two Hands from when he was here in Australia.
My favorite.
I remember him in Home and Away and things like that.
And
So it's like,
Raw.
yeah. And it's just like unfortunately, when you have these massive artists that pass away, you then start going back and realizing how much they actually contributed to the industry and what they gave us as entertainment. Like even going back to when Robin Williams passed away, that Robin Williams has always been a part of my life and he was part of my childhood. And I'm one of those people that was upset when he passed away because I felt like I lost a friend in a way because
Mate,
he
that's
was just
exactly like how I feel with Phil Hartman every time the anniversary of his passing comes around.
yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I just grew up with his stuff. So
Yeah, you just feel like because you spend so much time with these characters and these portrayals that you feel like they're part of your family or your friends. They are your friends. So all these different characters when they go away, yes, you have a legacy and you have those things you can always go back to, but they're not going to give you anything new, and you feel like the world is a little bit less off because their craft and what they gave to the world is actually such eye-opening and such a rare gift that's so great to see. So
well, do yourself a favor because he's got an extensive list of films that you could watch.
yeah,
Do yourself a favor again and rent a Redford. There we go. Rent a
that's
Redford.
a good play on words. I like that. Rent a Redford. I'm going to do that. Well, good thing about all the streaming services is there's a lot of his films all across those services. So I think even in this next couple of weeks, I'm actually going to sit down and watch Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. It's been on my list for quite a while. I have a amazing brother who's been trying to get me to watch it for years, and I'm finally going to get around to doing it. And unfortunately, it took losing the legend to get me to watch it, but I'm yeah. I think we can talk about this for quite a while, but I just wanted to pay remembrance to the legend that is Robert Redford, and his legacy will live on. And while we keep, just like the same thing, we are still talking about James Dean and Elvis Presley, and they've been passed away for years. So the legacy that Robert Redford has left us, we're going to be talking about him for years to come. So I thought that's going to be one of our segments today for Entertainment Honourable Mention, is just honouring the legend that is Robert Redford. Going on from there, we're going to a bit of a happy note. more of those. Sorry, into the entertainment zeitgeist. The Emmys were recently done over these last couple of days. Now, a lot of people aren't too sure, but when it comes to the Emmys, that they actually do the Emmys over a couple of nights, where they do the first lot of Emmys where it's the less popular awards on one night, when they give out a bunch of awards for all the technical side of things and things like that. But at the big awards, they have that at night, which is what everyone goes to, which is pretty much the TV Oscars. If people are not too sure what the Emmys are, they are the TV Oscars. So all the biggest TV shows that have come out over the last 12 months, all the actors and producers and creators all turn up and be trying to get an Emmy. So I thought, well, I won't go through the entire list because there's a huge amount, but I thought we'd just go through some of the main highlights and some of the biggest winners of the night and get our 2 cents about it as we go through the list. Yeah, so we're just going to go into the Emmys, pretty much the winners, and just go through a couple of those tips and just see what we think about it. So first off is Best Drama Series, which went to The Pit.
That sucks because that gives me the pits.
Well,
because thank you. I wish it was Severance.
Okay, well, I'm happy with The Pit. I'm saying that I'm happy with The Pit. I recently watched it with the missus, and we both thought it was absolutely brilliant. Brilliant writing, performances all around. I also would have been happy with Andor, which I'm so happy they got recognized for best drama. I've also would have been happy with The Last of Us. So, but I personally haven't seen Severance, so I know it's swept up for the last couple of years, but it finally went to The Pit this year, which is fantastic. So that's that. Best comedy series went to The Studio. I thought that was fantastic. I personally would have liked Shrinking. Mm-hmm. I'm a huge advocate for Shrinking. I love that show so wholeheartedly.
Well, I don't get why The Bear was nominated, because every time I watch it, it comes across as a very serious drama.
It's not a comedy.
Exactly.
It's the biggest stigma in entertainment fandom online is that The Bear should not be put in the comedy series. It's a drama with hints of comedy scattered throughout.
Very dark comedy, yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's not a...
I've only seen the first episode of The Studio. I haven't watched the rest of it because I cancelled my Apple thing to save some money. But the way it's shot, and I've seen behind the scenes of how it's done, and it's like, okay, that deserves at least for the production values.
Oh, the cameos, the writing, the performances, everything. It's so funny.
With Only Murders in the Building, like I love Martin Short and Steve Martin, but they're really... Yeah. I feel like they're beating a dead horse now. Like that's going on a bit too far because it's kind of stepped away from... Well... I think they should have only lasted 3 seasons and that's it. But I can still see the appeal. I'll still watch it. I've only seen up to including the 3rd season, and I haven't gone past that.
It's on my list of things to watch too. But yeah, I thought like The Studio was fantastic. I watched that show, and it kind of gives you an insight about what really happens behind the scenes and how big shenanigans goes on and how technical things are. It is so funny, the things that go. So, and the cameos in that show, I thought it was fantastic. So, well-deserved was The Studio. Next one up was Best Limited or Anthology Series, went to Adolescence. That was a hard show to watch, but at the same time, brilliantly constructed and made. And the performances by the lead kid was fantastic. Jodie and I watched it. It's a 3 parts episode, all done in one shot. Every episode's one shot. It's one shot. So they had to get it. They rehearsed for weeks and weeks, and then they shot it. It is it's very heavy, but it is very much a great show and definitely worth the accolade next to Adolescence. I also would have loved to have seen The Penguin win, but I'm not disappointed with Adolescence either.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen any of those.
Yeah, okay. Just going down, it's kind of a talk of the town at the moment. Best Talk Series went to The Late Show with Steve Colbert.
Yeah.
Steve Colbert, which is like... Well, that's ironic. He got a standing ovation when he came on stage in front of all of his peers. So I felt that was a kind of a nice little twig to it. So not disappointed with Stephen Colbert's getting his praises for that as well. pretty much going on from there. Best actor in a drama series went to Noah Weil for The Pit. No argument here. He was fantastic in that series. Had a lot of standout performances throughout those episodes. I thought he did
Well,
fantastically well.
I would say Adam Scott did pretty damn good. Adam
But
Scott.
hasn't he won the last couple of years though? Or has he
No,
not?
well, for what? Not Severance.
Hasn't
No,
he?
because it's been like 3 years between Severance, season 1 and 2.
Yeah.
But if they won for Severance in season 1, but season 2, like Adam Scott is, dare I say, he's on par as one of my favorite drama actors. Like he is
cool.
freaking good.
Okay.
So not just because the show was awesome, but I
Yeah.
think as well, Adam Scott is pretty underrated.
Okay.
But then, as far as I've been told as well, Noah Weil was pretty good in The Pit as well. So
he was fantastic.
I'd rather only go Adam Scott Severance because I'm a big Severance fan and I haven't seen The Pit. So
yeah,
I could easily change my mind.
Yeah. I also would have been happy with, like, they also nominated Gary Oldman and Sterling K. Brown, things like that. But yeah, I think the Noah Weil, I think personally, he definitely did, definitely would have been worth it, absolutely. Going on from there, we're just going to jump into moving down. Just going to bring up things here. So, Best Actress in a Drama Series went to Britt Lower from Severance.
Yay!
So there's your Severance one. So they beat out. So that was a kind of big thing because a lot of people went into the Emmys thinking that Kathy Bates was going to win for Matlock, but she got beat out by Brett Lower. So,
yep, Britt is just fantastic.
Yeah.
She seems so as well, just down, like just really humble and really grounded.
Yeah.
So because going by the interviews and stuff that she did afterwards, it was just like, oh, I just do this, I just do this. And yeah, I think she's just really chilled and really, really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
They were also up against Bella Ramsey from The Last of Us. I think Last of Us is one of my favorite shows. Like, it's definitely going to be my top shows of the year with Last of Us season 2. So I'm kind of glad that Bella got her.
You notice that a lot of these shows that have been nominated are all on streaming services. Most of them.
They all are. They all are. Yeah.
Yeah, it just shows you that they're just not.
Prime time doesn't get noticed anymore.
No, free to air. Yeah,
free to air. Yeah, So, but you'll be happy with the next one. Best Supporting Actor in a Drama Series went to Trammell Tillman from Severance.
Yep. And
Best Supporting Actor in a Drama, we had 3 people from Severance being nominated, which was also John Turturro and Zach Cherry also got nominated with James.
Basically, James Marsden was the odd one out.
Yeah, because besides Severance being 3, James Marsden got nominated for Paradise, and then you got 3 from White Lotus.
Yeah.
So it's just pretty much White Lotus and Severance.
James Marsden won, it'll be like, oh, shit.
Yeah. I still got to get around to watching it. I'm hearing some really good things about Paradise. So I'm going to get around to watching that before the year's out. Now, we're going to go down. Okay, so now we go into another one which I'm very happy about. Best Supporting Actor in a Drama Series. Actually, no, I just did that. Best Supporting Actor. Why is it keeps refreshing myself? Here we go. Best Supporting Actress in a Drama Series went to Catherine Lanisa for The Pit. So that's when Catherine Lanisa, I think, definitely she did some great standout performances in The Pit, and I thought she did it very, very well. So I thought that was definitely worth the nomination and the win. And she went up against another person from Severance, which is Patricia Arquette, with everybody else from White Lotus.
Yep. And the rest.
Yep. Best Actor in a Limited or Anthology Series or Movie went to Stephen Graham from Adolescence. Mm-hmm. Now,
he wrote, then produced, directed this whole show. So,
yep.
And I know him best from Boardwalk Empire.
Beautiful. Yeah. So definitely, I think he'd done a fantastic job in the series. He showrun it beautifully, and the performance he gave, especially in episode 3, was phenomenal. So definitely worth that nomination. Going into next one is Best Actress in a Limited or Anthology Series went to Christine Milioti. I apologize if I got that name wrong. For The Penguin. So beat out Kate. She actually beat out Kate Blanchett and Michelle Williams. So
Oh, that Kristen Milotti.
Milotti, yeah.
Yeah, sorry,
So
yeah.
she went for the Penguin. I thought the Penguin was brilliant.
I know, I
Some
haven't seen it yet.
gritty, pretty much, it's a very much gritty gangster style side of Gotham, which is very right up the alley, right in that universe of the Batman and Matt Reeves' universe. So going on from there, I thought was absolutely fantastic, and just the way she was able to bring things to the screen, I thought it was actually really, really good. A lot of other things were nominated throughout them. Example: Seth Rogen won for Best Actor in a Comedy Series. We have the youngest actor to ever win an Emmy with Owen Cooper for Adolescence, which was great to see that young boy. That performance he did in that series was absolutely incredible, incredible acting. You got, of course, Hannah Imbida. I have no idea how to pronounce that one for Best Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series. And yeah, the list goes on and on and on.
You
But
can see the yep.
the biggest thing I want to take away from is that genre got recognized this year at the Oscars, at the Emmys, where Dan Gilroy won for Best Writing for a Drama Series for Andor. Andor got recognized, won for writing, which it wholeheartedly deserved. It was fantastic writing. We haven't had this much great writing in Star Wars for a long, long time.
That's true.
Since probably the original trilogy. So I'm so overjoyed that Dan Gilroy got nominated and he won the award for Best Drama Writing. Fantastic, especially for those last episodes of Season 2, episodes 9, 10, 11, 12. Fantastic writing. So that was an overview of pretty much the Emmys. So, and that concludes this segment of Entertainment Honourable Mention. Let us know in the comments what you think about it, and if you want us to keep going with it, please let us know in the comments below.
All right, thank you for that, Reece. Now we go from honourable mentions to something which does it need an honourable review?
Maybe it does. So, going into the movie review section of this awesome episode, I've got two brand new releases that have been released this year. One is a dark-centered comedy, British comedy, which is based off a book. And you got another film, which is also based off a book, which is definitely not a comedy. But we're going to go into the comedy side of things first, ladies and gentlemen. And that is delving into a film that I actually watched with my wife, which is The Roses, starring Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Colman. Now, this film is based off a book of The War with the Roses. Now, I didn't realize until after the film that I watched it that this actually had an adaptation made back in the 80s. So it actually starred Michael Douglas back in the 80s. And it's actually on Disney Plus, I think. So it's on my list of things to watch. Sorry?
Is that War of the Roses? No.
Yeah.
Is that
War of the Roses? Yeah.
Oh, okay. How about that?
Yeah. So they've done a new one with Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Colman, and I can wholeheartedly say this adaptation was brilliant. It was funny. It was twisted. It had emotion, heartstrings. It definitely was thought provoking, especially if you're in the situations of marriage and different points of view from the male side of you and the female side of you, and how it complicates the marriage side of things and family and doing all those kind of things. The plot is just go through different situations, and the through line with the consequences that the choices that you make is so intriguing to see how it all plays out. It's the performances between Coleman and Cumberbatch were done perfectly. They play the married couple so beautifully, and you see their chemistry is very flourishing in the first act. And when you get into the second act, when it goes into a bit more deeper, when things start to spiral down and getting out of control, and things start to happening, you can see that they're having fun, but at the same time, it is very twisted in certain points of view as well. So I just think that the way that it was shot, it's very much done like a not to say it's as much as an independent English film, but it's not done like in a huge scale like some of these rom-coms and things like that are done on a huge scale. It's nothing done like that. It's very much done on It feel even as sometimes you can see the budget, it's very much shot in a low key kind of sense of a way, and I found that it was very intriguing to watch, especially when you're just focusing on character development and in the conversations between everything, and just understanding how what's going to happen. You're on your edge, going, what's going to happen in the next scene? What's going to happen? And you just see how things unravel, and then the climax of this film, I think, is done brilliantly. Like, you're just getting into the finale of this film, and you're just going there. You're going so hyped, and you get so tense about them. The banter between the two characters of Coleman and Cumberbatch. You're going, okay, what you're dodging? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? And then the ending concludes, and you're going, oh, okay, and then you're going, no, really? And then it goes and stops. And it's so well done. Like, I walked out of this film with my wife, and we were talking about it, and it doesn't happen very often when we have a thought-provoking film that both of us can actually talk about. And this film had it. Like, there were so many things to talk about when we came out of the film. And coincidentally, we walked out of the film, her and I both had the same rating of a film, which is very, very rare. Like, anyone who's listening, my wife and I seem to have very different opinions about films. They're usually the complete opposites. Like, she hates a lot of the films that I like, and I like a lot. I pretty much like majority of the films. Anyway, I always will find the good in films, even if some films are so bad. Well, no, I wouldn't say even that, because I find Craven and Madam Web really, really bad. So, and Expendables 4 really bad. I'm trying to find things that are good about them. But I can always try to find some good things about certain things. But yeah, if they get a really bad rating, it's pretty bad on my end. But I can always find some redeeming qualities for a lot of films. But the fact that her and I got on the same page, and we both walked out thinking the exact same thing, that we loved it, I think it's a testament to what this film provides. If you want to have some fun at the movies, turn your brain off in a way. If you want to turn your brain off for thought-provoking concepts, then go ahead, but have some fun with it. It's just an enjoyable film to watch, and I would recommend anyone to check it out if you're into that English dark, twisted little sense of humor. Then this film will be right up your alley.
So now, it's Benedict Cumberbatch, Olivia Colman, Andy Samberg, Kate McKinnon.
Yep.
Now, I got to ask, I haven't seen this movie yet, but going by the trailers, this is right up my alley.
Yes,
because I'm a bit like the deprecating humor, like but Benedict Cumberbatch is just great at delivering comedy.
Yes,
and Olivia Colman, well, I loved her since Hot Fuzz.
She's an
icon. Go, and
because I really got into Coleman. Well, I watched her in Broadchurch with David Tennant, and then I watched her as the Queen in The Crown. So she's just
murder. In Hot Fuzz, fantastic. Now, but with Andy Samberg, love his work. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, cool. Kate McKinnon, she's seen Stealer.
No.
Oh, okay, because she tends to steal a lot of scenes that
she does have some.
I love her work. So
she has a lot of dry lines, like there's some lines she just drops, and you're going, okay. My wife didn't like her character, and I think Kate McKinnon is definitely the way that she portrays. You have to be on one side of it. She doesn't have much of an in between when it comes to people accepting her way of portraying comedy. You either like her or you don't. Yeah. And my wife, she didn't like her style of way the character she was portraying. I found some of it funny, but I've been watching Kate McKinnon on SNL and watching other stuff and things like that. So I know that sense of humor she's bringing. So when I knew she was in it, I'm going, well, the things I've seen for her in the marketing, and I knew what kind of thing I was going to get from her. She's not a disappointment. She does have some of the good little quips in the film, but the biggest laughs do come from Coleman and Cumberbatch. It's like you're just listening to the dialogue, and it's so well written. Just like sometimes Coleman would come out with something, and you're going, you don't expect what she's going to come out with, which is fantastic writing. It just comes out like it's not like you're waiting for a punchline to come through. She comes out with it, and you're going, what? And it's just like so good. Like, there was one quote in the film which I can't remember off the top of my head, which made my wife just crack it. Like, she said it, and she just burst into. She laughed straight out of it in the cinema, which was, you get Jodie to laugh, it's a good sign. So, well, yeah, my wife. So, it's just fantastic. So, I thought there was a
Cool.
great film to watch. Now, have you got anything else that you kind of
No,
think
that's
about
pretty
it?
much it. Like I know what the other supporting cast in it, but I pretty much just want to know about that. So
Cool.
because I enjoy Kate McKinnon's appearances in a lot of movies,
Yeah.
and to me, she's just a scene stealer. That's why Ghostbusters is tolerable because of her scene
Yeah.
stealing. Yeah.
Well, I'm the same thing about. I'm actually really enjoying, especially after Doctor Who. I'm really liking Ncuti Gatwa. I think he's a
Oh,
great
I,
talent, absolutely fantastic talent. He's in this as well.
and I
So,
just realized too that it's directed by Jay Roach. So,
yes,
so
yes,
if
it
you're
is.
after the whole Austin Powers slash Meet the Fockers slash type movies,
Yeah,
then yeah, okay. Now I can actually see Jay Roach all over the trailer now. Yeah.
yeah, that's him. So, fantastic film. I would recommend anyone to go out and watch it. It's especially like let us people know what they think about the like climax of the film and just go for it. Elevate it up and bring it home.
Cool. And what would you give out of five?
I gave it 4 stars out of 5.
Fantastic. Or four roses out of five.
4 roses.
Cool.
Check in the point of what Michael Rosenbaum does when his Talkfield podcast goes for you get roses or bombs or
Yeah.
heater. Cool.
Cool.
Alrighty. So that is the roses.
So while the petals fall away from the red rose, I'm just trying to find a clever segue. Now,
Beauty and the Beast, mate. Beauty and the Beast.
yes. Well, from a shaky hand of a doctor. No, that's even worse. That's just a Marvel reference. Let's just go to the next movie. What have you got to review, Reece?
Awesome. That's a great segue, mate. Great
Yeah,
segue.
screw it. Just rip the
I'm
band-aid
going
off.
from the roses to a Stephen King adaptation.
Oh, okay. So let's walk from a comedy to a serious drama,
Let's just
thriller.
go for like a serious walk. Maybe just go for a long walk and talk about it.
From a
So
rose to a king.
yes, those who are king. So this is as you definitely have noticed, it is The Long Walk, directed by Francis Lawrence and adapted from the legend that is Stephen King. Like I cannot think of another novelist that has had that as many adaptation to his novels than Stephen King.
Wasn't this like one of the longest ones? Well, one of his oldest books that hasn't been adapted yet
Yeah, and I think from memory,
from
I
like the
think this is
eighties.
the film. I don't know if it's this or it was The Life of Chuck. It's one of those two where he published it under a different name before,
Under a pseudonym, yep.
and they didn't realize it was Stephen King until later on.
And then suddenly they're like, "Oh, let's buy it." It's like, well, you shouldn't make a movie or buy it just on the merit of Stephen
Yeah.
King. Yeah.
Well, the book was made. I think they wrote the book back in the 70s or 80s, so it's been around for quite a while.
1979.
There you go. Thank you for fact checking. So 1979 was the book came out. So a lot of people walking into this film after seeing the marketing think, "Oh, this is a Hunger Games ripoff." I went, "Well, no. Hunger Games was a ripoff of this because this came first." So pretty much the premise of this film is pretty simple. You've got the dystopian world after of America after a massive big war where the whole country is pretty much struggling to be get back into the stream of the society and they have this kind of competition, but not with the volunteer, where each state kind of can put up in a volunteer to go into this and participate in this competition called the Long Walk, where you walk as long as you can, and whoever gets to the end gets a massive big cash prize, along with getting a wish granted. That's the
Yep.
premise.
Okay.
Now, with the long walk, you got to walk for 3 miles per hour, if you go underneath 3 miles per hour, you get a warning, and then you get a second warning. After the third warning, you get shot, and that's it.
No, that's quite grim but straightforward.
Yeah. Now, I when you think about the film and you think about the marketing of it, you think you're going to get like a certain type of film when you see the marketing.
Yeah, well, I was going to say at the start of the trailer starts like quite positive type thing,
Yep.
and then
Yep.
like fun and everything else, and then suddenly boom, boom,
Boom.
boom.
Yeah. Which was fantastic marketing. I thought that was fantastic with the trailer, how they brought in that sense, and all of a sudden you're going, oh crap. And you kind of get delved into it. And you think it's going to be like a fast paced kind of action kind of film. It's not. This film is so set in character and emotion and just makes you think about your choices and about life. And it's again just like the roses. It was also sometimes a thought provoking in ways of just appreciating what's around you and just getting into it. So you wouldn't think about the style that this film is set in. You wouldn't get a lot of that. But this film, like I was, there's no action throughout it, and throughout there's yeah, you're getting super people get their heads blown off because they're not reaching a certain thing, but you're so dialed in on the characters and the dialogue, which is so well written, so well adapted, that you just transfixed. That this film goes about an hour and 45, and you just transfixed the entire time. Like the
Mm.
fact that the two, I think we said the main two leads of Cooper Hoffman and David Johnson, they kept me on the edge of my seat with their relationship and their dynamic between the two was so brilliantly made. It was so emotional in parts. There was a lot of depth to the characters. Something as simple, these people just walking and they tried their best to keep each other going and trying to push each other to go, no, keep on going, keep on going. It's just pushing each other to make it better, even though they know that eventually only one's going to win. They have this camaraderie. There's a certain four main people on there, which you call themselves the Musketeers throughout. They've tried to keep each other together, and it's just so heartwarming to watch. And then also severely heartbreaking just to get through certain points, and sometimes a little bit disturbing
Yeah.
because if you're going to be walking for like, I think by the end of the film, they walk for about 4 or 5 days straight. What and bodily things need to happen.
Oh, yep, yep.
So you're going, okay, if these people are going to be walking for almost 5 days, what's going to happen to the body when you need to sleep, when you need to take a piss, when you need to take a number two,
Mm.
do all that kind of stuff, and it's just like it shows you. It's not going to sugarcoat it. It does show you some
Wow.
points. So, but it's not like it's in every single thing. I think there's only like one or two moments where it shows you, and then everything else is just about characters and discussions and dialogue and just getting working together. This film also has Mark Hamill.
Yep.
He plays the general, which he's done brilliant. The fact
No,
that we've got
he plays the major.
major. He's an army brat. He's a big
Yeah.
honcho army brat.
He's an asshole. Yeah.
Yeah. And the fact that we've got two films this year with Mark Hamill, The Life of Chuck and The Long Walk, I still think The Life of Chuck, if he doesn't get some sort of award buzz for The Life of Chuck, that even for that one scene in The Life of Chuck, I thought it should be a shame because he was phenomenal. So The Long Walk is just like I can't talk highly enough of it. The third act is some people, I think it's going to be definitely debatable for a lot of people because they're going to think, did I like the ending? Did I not like the ending? I thought it was like, especially after you see the pieces being laid throughout it, how the film ends, you're going, okay, that's how it's going to end. Okay. And then it just finishes like that. So it's so different concept. Like if this was an adaptation, if it was an original film, it would be so cemented in a lot of discussions for a lot of film goers and people just wanting to watch something that's very, very different. And I'm really upset that the fact this film's not getting a wider audience to it. I don't think it's doing very well at the box office, which is a shame because this film should be seen because it's so eye opening. It's emotional. The narrative and the throughout it, it just brings a lot of things to the surface when it comes to cherishing moments and loving life. You can watch. I think this film can be watched every couple of years and still get a certain thought process out of it, and just being able to engage in what it has to provide. And Francis Lawrence knows how to do that. He gave us Constantine. He directed majority of the Hunger Games movies, and so he knows how to get drama and great performances and bring them together beautifully. And I think he did an amazing job with this film. So I would wholeheartedly recommend this film, and I think this is one of the best films I've seen all year. I rated this film 4.5 stars on Letterboxd.
Nice.
So this rivals like anyone who's been listening to these podcasts. I rivaled Sinners as very high. Now, when you and I do our top 10 lists at the end of the year, Long Walk is going to be in my list. I can guarantee it.
Wow.
I don't know where it's going to land because Sinners is still on my list of top films of the year. So I think I'm going to have some time to kind of
Process, yeah.
process it still yet to see if I like this more than Sinners. Um, with having HBO Max, I think I'm going to sit down and rewatch Sinners again just to re-experience that again on in a home setting, just to see if I have a different experience that I did in the cinema. But this film was I walked out of this film like feeling like I walked out of exactly what you're supposed to get out of going to the cinemas. I walked out of this film having an experience.
That's
And
a fantastic thing to hear.
the thing is, I'm so upset. I walked in. I think there was about 6 other people in the cinema when I watched this film. And I went,
Mm.
I wish I had a ball cinemas, and I wish I was with somebody else. Like I would have loved to just sit down with you and seen what your thought process after watching this film was. It's like I can definitely see like maybe at a future time when it comes out on streaming, you and I would have like a offline movie night. We'll sit down and watch it, and then we'll probably get your 2 cents in maybe a future episode to see what you think. I could sit down and watch this again. It was that good, in my humble opinion, as well.
We are overdue for a movie marathon, Like,
Yeah, well, someone is
like we
working
usually.
too. Someone's working way too bloody much and producing so bloody much that I can't seem to get my time slot in to say I want to book a session with Matthew Fulton for this 7:30 p.m. marathon.
I'm going through a personal
Life change.
life change, yeah.
Yeah,
So, like,
that's
yeah,
okay.
just yeah. So I've got a lot of things going on right now. So
Well, you're
yeah,
not going to learn. Like I'm heading, like you ventured overseas quite recently. I'm actually heading overseas. Like anyone who's watching in the next couple of weeks, things might be a little bit scattered. I am going to try to punch out some solo episodes for you guys to enjoy whilst I'm away. So,
make sure
I'm.
when you go away, you enjoy your time away.
Oh yeah, I guarantee I'm going to one of my happy places. So it's not going to be an issue. But yeah, I'll do not fret. I'm going to try and schedule some time and do some recordings for everybody to get some things done for you whilst I'm away. But trailing back to the long walk, I would wholeheartedly recommend it for
Recommend.
anyone who's into like it's this film's probably not going to be for everybody because of the type of film that it is
Hmm.
and the what it represents.
So
And
it's got some shock value to it.
it does. It has an MA rating, and it has
Okay.
it for a reason. When you see a guy's head get blown off, you see his head get blown off.
Oh, but that's fantastic. It sounds like a kiddie movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Disney. No.
Disney friendly, not.
Yes,
But
exactly.
yeah. So it's like I said, it's not going to be for everybody. But if you're intrigued with the marketing, you're intrigued by the concept. If you want a film that's going to give you a bit more of like this film's not going to be action all the way through. It is like I said, it's very heavily in story, in character, in emotion, with the occasional shock value thrown in. So I would wholeheartedly give this one a go if anyone is interested as well. So that
Nice.
is my review on The Long Walk. Again, 4.5 stars.
Well, that wraps up this episode of Reese's Reviews. Wow, what great in-depth review coverage there with those two movies, Reese. Thank you so much for expressing your thoughts, opinions. While everything you do review goes up on Letterboxd
Yeah,
at CashelSkyGuy. Yeah, you managed to share it in an extended version of it in podcast form.
absolutely. Well, thank you for your listeners.
Yes. So if there's feel free to reach out to us at any time. info@mygeekculture.com.au or follow Reese again on Letterboxd, Casual Sky Guy, or myself, Matt Fulton, au. Though I am lacking in the movie watching lately, so I'm working on it.
Maybe
But I've been watching TV shows as well. So
anyone who's actually following Matthew at the moment, maybe try and give him a bit of a nudge to actually write some reviews, because when you put things up on Letterboxd, he just rates them. Maybe you should get some artistic. You've been pushing me for my reviews. You should do some artistic linguistics and give me something. Writing something down.
How about maybe I'm saving it for the podcast?
Well, we haven't actually listened to anything of that yet.
Oh, Naked Gun. So
Naked Gun, yeah, Naked Gun.
Thank you very much.
You just got to upgrade your filmography a bit, mate.
Yeah, I'm working on it. All right. Again, feel free to reach out to us and stay following for any random updates, I guess, as we go along. And Reece, thank you once again for coming on board.
Thank you, Maddie, for leading the charge and being an amazing co-host. And everybody out there who is indeed watching more listening to us across all the platforms, thank you so much for listening. Matthew and I definitely really appreciate all the listeners. Even if it's 5 people listening, we do appreciate you so heartily. So please send us your recommendations, your comments, your reviews to all the things in our show notes. And as I always say, may the force be with you.
This has been Reece's Reviews for mygeekculture.com.au, produced by Matt Fulton Productions, mattfulton.com.au. Catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.